Ever since Baldur's Gate 3 went live, Larian Studios has been doing an admirable job about hot fixing in lots of little things to fix the tweaks and bugs and all the little things that might get missed during testing. That's a normal part of the process with any game that launches for any company over the course of the history of gaming. And we can go back to, say, the Steam page, which has the most recent hot fix number 3, which was published on August 11th, a few days ago. And this one fixed over 200 bugs, issues, and more. Like Dog Man's best friend, but remarkably high maintenance. We let Scratch off the leash a little bit. He'll sniff out digging spots by himself. Give him a pet. For every treasure he uncovers, you heartless monsters, so on and so forth. So they're fixing crashes, blockers, fixing things with multiplayer, fixing combat bugs, character creation issues, audio issues, gameplay issues, the journal, and beyond. You can see this is a typical hot fix for Baldur's Gate 3. This is the third one that has gone live since the game went live. But Swen is over on Twitter and posted on the 15th, which was yesterday, says, "We're all enthused by your feedback. It's very rewarding. Our focus now, is fixing any issues you report, but we are also listening to suggestions for things like quality of life stuff that will come down later in the pipeline. The current roadmap is that we are currently working on Hotfix 4, which I would expect to drop sometime soon, considering this one dropped on the 11th. They've done a very good job of putting out hotfixes every few days. He said we're also working on Patch 1, which is going to include 1,000 plus fixes and tweaks, as well as a future Patch 2, of which the latter will incorporate some requests that players have made." And then if you read down through here, there are a ton of replies to people who are suggesting lots of little quality of life features that they think would potentially make the game even better than it already is. Now, I've been pretty pleased with the game so far, playing it since launch. There are a few quirks here and there that I would like to see, maybe long term have them work out. But overall, I think that it's been very admirably put out. We see a lot of games recently. I'm going to take a handful of games, which I should point out I enjoyed these games even though they had very rocky launches. Like Cyberpunk 2077 had a horrible launch, still a fun game. Anthem had a rough launch, still a fun game. Mass Effect Andromeda, rough launch, still a good game. Those are just a handful of games that have had very bad launches. Now, so far, I haven't come across anything in Baldur's Gate 3 that has been game-breaking, but if you read through this Twitter thread, apparently there's some stuff in Act 3, which is the end of the game, that are causing some performance issues as well as some game-breaking issues for a couple, and I want to say a couple of people. It's not like it's a huge thing affecting lots and lots and lots of players. It's a small thing affecting a handful of players, but it's still important for them to fix. But I think this, for me, points towards a company who is doing the right thing. Their focus is on hot fixes first and foremost, and the patches are bigger. The patches are things where they can come in and say, you know what, we're going to change the way the UI works a little bit. We're going to rework this part of character creation. We're going to go ahead and add this quality of life feature that allows you to change this when we didn't originally have that in the game. And those are obviously long-term things that we will see Larian putting out over the coming, I would argue they'll probably be working on this over the rest of this year into early next year. Now, are they going to be working on an expansion? That is completely unknown at this point in time. All we do know is that they are working hard on patching the game and getting all of these little things fixed. I know right away one of the things I saw that was fixed in the first hot patch was there was that UI bug that was happening occasionally where you would be in the middle of doing combat or something and your UI would suddenly lock up and you wouldn't be able to take any more actions with your character, but that was solved with a quick load. And so you could literally quick save right there, reload the game, and it would clear the issue. I know recently I've been playing through the game, even as recent as yesterday, What's up,
And
everybody? Quick commercial break here to give it a shout out to our guild champions, who are the highest tier memberships here on YouTube: Ancient Entity, Assassin Gamer 94, Bubbleonia Rising, Crazy's Relative, Mujin, and Remedy. Thanks so much for the highest tier membership. And thanks to all of the members who support the channel, because you keep me doing this full time. You too can become a supporter if you're new here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Join as a member. There's 3 different tiers. We do lots of special stuff: private polls, private videos. You get a shout out if you're the highest tier membership, but you can also do one-off donations in the form of super chats on any live stream or premiere you see, and of course super thanks on any upload or YouTube short. Whatever you can contribute, it's great. Keeps me on the air full time, keeps the cats fed, keeps the homestead running. Anyway, back to the video, everybody. And one of the things that's been popping up on my screen is it's acting. The game thinks that I have one of those susser plants on me, which prohibits you from casting magic, but I don't actually have any of those on me. There is one in my box in camp, and somehow, and I don't know exactly what's the trigger here, when I go to camp and I get near the chest, it triggers that effect, and then that effect is on me until I don't know when it randomly clears. I haven't figured out how to clear that one yet. So every once in a while I'll be playing through the game, and if you're watching my streams, you'll see, the red screen, red text across my screen where it tells me that I have that anti-magic effect and I can't cast spells, but I can totally still cast spells. So these are the little things that are not game breaking that the hot fixes will patch in. Little things like they talked about over here, looking at fix the Hireling UI from being split in half, fix the visual artifacts from playing when using Vulcan, Will recognizes and confronts Karlach in the multiplayer mode, and then they fix things like, mix matching between colors and character creation in the game, like on horns. And when things go south in Kresh Yelek, the music now goes from mellow to metal. Um, Act 3, little quick fix here. Will no longer says you try and say Karlach after you recruited her. So these are little things. We noticed something when we were playing multiplayer the other day where we had already taken an action that had Karlach in our party, and we went and talked to Will in the encampment in the camp, and he acted like we hadn't already talked to Karlach. So those are the little things that are getting worked through with the hot fixes, and you can see they're fixing hundreds of things every time they do it. So looks like something is coming down the pipeline. If you want to add your thoughts to this thread, I would say jump over. I will put the link to this up in the description text of this video, so that if you want to ping Sven and add some ideas for things that you'd like to see added, maybe as a quality of life feature down the road. There's no guarantee that they're going to put those things in with patch 1 and patch 2. Although it sounds to me like patch 1 is kind of already done and in the works, and patch 2 is going to be when they're going to be incorporating requests. So now is the time to get your requests in if you haven't already done so. So make sure to follow the link down in the description below to head on over to Sven's Twitter page. Add your comments here for things you might want to see, and check out any issues that other people are having. Maybe you might be having them. There might be a workaround until they get a hotfix in. But in the meantime, the game is running fairly well. I've not seen anything game breaking. Having a great time. Looking forward to seeing you all in the next stream or video. Until then, stay safe, everybody. Hopefully you're having as much fun as I am. I'm currently doing 3 different playthroughs, and it's been a blast on each one. And then just all the things we're seeing in the comments from people who are having completely different playthroughs, depending on what you take through the game, the party members, what choices you make. It truly is mind-boggling, and I do feel that Larian Studios has captured the magic of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in a way that is absolutely worthy of the franchise, and I can't wait to see what they have coming down the pipeline. Hopefully an expansion. But in the meantime, I'll be happy with patches and everything else. All right, folks. See you in the next video. Until then, stay safe and happy gaming.